One.
The sexiest podcast on the network. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Tony.
How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm here doing the thing.
Doing the tang?
Uh
Yes,
huh.
yo, tang. Or something.
No. All right.
No? Yeah, I am also here. Doing my
Yeah.
thing.
Jesus. It's so bright. Oh, that's better. God. It's like I'm white enough. I don't need any help there.
You getting a tan from your screen?
Man. Basically, yeah.
I mean, you'll have that. You know?
Yeah. True enough.
Crushing
Yep.
waters.
Yeah, I was doing that yesterday. Like I got up and I was like, man, I'm a little parched and just crushed like my whole water bottle full of water, filled it up, and within not too long I was over filling it up again. I was like, geez, I was like, the hell, what's going on
Yeah, I
here?
feel the same way. Like, I woke up a little, a little scratchy. And I've been just
Right.
crushing fluids all day,
Yeah.
hoping to put a dent in it. But
Like gravy.
yeah, oh, you know what? I got a bag of Rico
Uh,
over here. I might have to crack them out. I might, so I don't feel like in the middle of the fucking episode. You know?
nah, that's way better to do
Oh
that.
man, I don't know. I still got another bottle of water and a cherry Coke Zero. So actually, I should probably do the cherry Coke Zero because I'm an old
Yeah.
man and that caffeine, Brian,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
it'll
You're not gonna
fuck
sleep till
me up.
Friday.
Which is weird considering I drink coffee every day. You think I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't think caffeine in a sody pop would
I
hurt you
know.
so
You
much.
would assume I would be immune to its nonsense, but nah.
Maybe Michelle's been sneaking cocaine in your
Oh,
drinks
cherry
also.
cocaine zero.
Right? She doesn't know you already
I
lace them
know.
with cocaine.
Hello.
Oopsies.
It's not a
Yeah.
crack pipe. It's like a bubbler straw.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, glass straws. I think
Ah,
I think I saw someone say, Amazon or Wish was selling crack pipes as glass straws, and it was legit. That's
oh,
exactly what it was.
jeez. That reminds you of the old gas station, the roses in the glass tube. It
Rose.
was like,
So
yeah.
romantic.
It's like, no, you, yeah, bullshit. You want a crack
You like
pipe?
meth? You want to
Who
fly tonight,
doesn't?
buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's who
Oh,
boy.
the bubbles, man. They feel pretty good, though.
Yeah, I bet. I haven't had one of those. I've had the Coke Zero, but I haven't had a cherry Coke
Yeah,
Zero. So,
I love them fake sugars.
well, I'm not a big fan of cherry Coke, as in the product from Coke. Like I love when places will add a little squirt of cherry syrup
Cherry
or
jizz.
whatever into a Coke
Yeah.
restaurant. Yeah, you know. But I prefer cherry Pepsi to cherry Coke, but I prefer Coke to
Yeah,
Pepsi.
Pepsi sucks.
You know. Yeah. I mean, I'll drink it, but I'll for sure take a Coke if there's a Coke
Um,
available over
Fun
it.
documentary, actually, on Netflix is, it's about the kid who tried to get the jet from Pepsi. Hold on.
Oh yeah, right. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
remember the
pulling
name
it
of
up
it.
right
Yeah,
now. Watch Pepsi, Where's My Jet? That's what it's called.
that's what it's called. Yeah.
It's terrific, actually, Brian.
All right.
Yeah, we watched it. I don't know when we watched it, a little while ago. It's just one of those things where,
All
I'm
right.
sitting in the living room, fucking minding my business or whatever. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I need noise. I need noise in the background because I'm that guy. I can't have my thoughts. I need noise.
Right. Understandable. Yeah.
And I saw that on Netflix. I'm like, whatever, I'll throw it on. It ended up being like an interesting documentary. Well,
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense because if it isn't, you can still have it on as noise and kind of
yeah,
ignore it.
it turned into noise that I was invested in and had to watch the rest of it, the other episodes of it. Because,
Right.
that's what Netflix does with documentaries. They go, here's the whole
Yeah.
documentary, but it's busted up into like 3 or 4 episodes.
They're not the only ones who do that. HBO's done that, and what is that? Hulu, I think it is, has done that too. You know, It's kind of weird. I guess instead of having to edit down to like a 2-hour documentary, they could put, you know, 4 episodes, 5
Just make it a
episodes, whatever they
6-hour
want.
documentary. If I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna watch it.
I think it's easier for people to walk away in the middle of it, right? Like if you know it's 5 episodes, you could get through part of it and just be like, I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Whereas if you're watching a movie, most people don't stop in the
I
middle
guess
of the
that's a
movie
good
and
point.
go, oh. No,
Yeah.
no. What I'm saying, I'm actually saying that I think it's a bad idea what they're doing, because I think that allows you to walk away from their
I think a lot of
product.
people too would be like, "Oh man, he's talking about that Pepsi documentary," and they pull it up on Netflix. They're like, 6 hours? I'm not watching this. You
Yeah.
know?
Right. Oh, it's 6
Yeah.
episodes. Oh, that I'll watch. They're hour-long episodes.
Same difference.
Yeah. Since you're talking about this, one of the things I was going to bring up is my mom wanted to watch the Disney did a series called The Santa Clauses,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
Tim Allen reprising the Santa
Goddamn
Claus
Tim
role,
Allen.
and it's 6 episodes. We've only seen 4 of them, and oh boy, it would have worked probably fine as a movie, but by drawing it out into 6 episodes, they're half-hour episodes. So that's 3 hours. And it was like, if this was a 3-hour movie, I would not want to watch this. You can tell there's spots where it's like, they really could have done some editing here and just put out like 3 or 4 episodes and it would have been fine. But
is it like what we did to The Office? Just beat it into the ground.
I mean, it's not, but it's just the pacing is really slow because, they have 3 hours instead of an hour and a half or 2 hours. So they're fleshing out things they don't really need to flesh out. And, it almost feels like, have you ever watched a show where instead of just doing an A and a B story, they have an A, B, and like a minor C story? That's kind of the way it feels. It's like they take a while to kind of get through some of the premise of it and what I don't know. There's as far as like within the franchise, the stuff is true to it, and there's some things that feel like the jokes are still pretty on par for that franchise. But it's just, my mom, even she loves those movies. I mean, loves those movies, and she's like, yeah, if I had to pay for this, I wouldn't.
I mean, I gotta say, I got it pulled up right now on IMDb for anyone watching a YouTube stream. And the fact that the catchphrase for it, the tagline, is still Kringle and ready to jingle. Fuck you.
Jeez,
Get out of here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know how it is. Like the jokes in it are really, they're very much Tim Allen punny.
I just caught a glimpse of Tim Allen as old Tim Allen. Boy, is he old Tim Allen. What the fuck happened?
Well, I mean, people age.
Yeah, but
yet he was in like his 40s back when Home Improvement was on. That was like 100 years ago.
He just popped up. He looks like my grandpa High. That's lunacy to me.
Yep.
Whatever happened to Galaxy Quest?
That was also a long time ago.
But let's line up Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver. You know what
fair
I'm saying?
Enough. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Sigourney Weaver, I'm sure looks older, but I'm sure she, doesn't look that old.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Now I gotta check.
Yeah,
of course, Sigourney Weaver now.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we'll probably watch the last couple episodes and stuff just because we're already this invested in it. But the premise behind it's not terrible, because the premise is that basically he wants to retire to spend time with his family away from being
I don't understand. Who wants to spend time with their family?
But Cal Penn is in the movie, and he plays basically a tech guru who sees Santa's delivery system as marketable, basically, to where in the movie or the show, he actually is like, why not make it to where it could be Christmas every day, to where we could deliver stuff daily using the Santa technology magic, and it was like, I can get behind this because it actually kind of mixes something like the drone deliveries that have been in the news and whatnot. I was like, okay, it's it's not a terrible plot concept for what it is. And then it was like, yeah, it's just no.
Hard pass.
It's yeah. I mean, we're obviously I assume it's weird because I really thought this show was going to be Tim Allen passing the torch
Right.
to where they could do either more movies or more series. So and maybe they still will. I don't know. But as of right now, it looks more like it's just going to be he has to wrestle the Santa Claus back from this other dude.
Okay. I just got to give you a pop quiz hot shot.
All right.
How old do you think Tim Allen is?
I would say 65.
He's 69, dude. And
Nice.
looks like an old man, right? Now,
Yeah.
how old do you think Sigourney Weaver is?
I would put her a little older than him, but not much. Like 72? 70? Okay, that's pretty close.
She's still keeping it together as much as a lady in her 70s can. Tim Allen, what are you doing?
Well, he used to do a lot of drugs when he was younger.
True.
I don't know. Maybe that has to do with it. I don't know.
I just can't believe that. I saw that advertised, and I didn't pay enough attention to it to realize it was a Tim Allen gimmick. That he was back at it again.
Yeah, they brought, him and the woman that played his wife and the one that played Charlie, his son. They're all back. I can't remember if there's any other original cast from the other movies. And I can't think of any at this point. But there's still the one that played Bernard, like his head elf.
Right.
I think they haven't shown him yet, but I've seen him in previews, so it's like he's for sure in it at some point. But that's the thing that's kind of annoying about it, but it also makes sense, is like he has two new kids that were like brought up in the North Pole, and one is basically she's only friends with animals, and his son,
a savage wild child or something.
No, not quite that bad, but she talks to all the animals in the North Pole and stuff, so
like you do.
And the other kid is fascinated with like the world outside of the North Pole. Like he wears a VR headset all the time. He's playing VR stuff, but it's about like just walking in a plain neighborhood, that kind of stuff. So it's, I don't know. It's he's kind of an annoying character. They're really unnecessary to this point. Other than Tim Allen just, sees how his kids are weird and that, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't raise them secluded from everyone but elves.
I mean, yeah. But when you're the Claus family, what are you going to do?
I know, right? I don't know. So yeah, I would I would probably push that down the old list of things to watch.
I don't think it was ever on my list, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's a big fan and they got to complete the series or whatever, but like I said, my mom absolutely loves that. She watches almost every time that they're on. She'll watch them, and she's like, "Yeah, about this."
Man, you could with Disney Plus, you can keep her entertained for hours.
No, right?
Put that shit on repeat.
Yeah, So yeah, but we also watched Jurassic World Dominion this week.
Yeah, I watched.
Finally, it's
almost all of it. We watched it in the plane on the way back from South Kakalaki.
Yeah,
wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
I mean, it was. We're what, like 7 movies deep in this franchise.
I don't even know anymore.
It's getting real hard to keep suspending disbelief every time.
I mean, I got an idea. How about they just stop?
Nah, dude, they make hundreds of millions of dollars. Why would they stop?
Because they're getting bad.
It's like horror movies. I mean, think of how many Freddy movies there are, or how many.
Yeah, but at least those are always entertaining in a way.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Kids will always love dinosaur movies. Is that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was, whatever. There were some nice callbacks in it, I thought.
Right.
But other than that, it was, the nostalgia, I think, is really what they were hoping to bank on with, the original 3 being back. So.
I mean, I haven't finished it. I probably should, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, the premise of it makes sense, right? Like if dinosaurs were in the world, like the things that they show going on, like people poaching them and then somebody going, "Oh, well we'll collect them to keep people safer." And it was like, "Yeah, but like everything we do in the world is like that's only for data collection purposes."
Right.
Like there's no way you're doing it for the greater good, You're for sure doing it to find profit.
Well, yeah, of
So
course.
and I love that the guy that they picked for their like the head of Biosys or whatever. I think they were trying to find someone who looks like Tim Cook from Apple.
Right.
I'm sorry, Tim Apple, as our former president
Yes,
called
Tim
him.
Apple.
Tim Apple.
Cheeto's asking, is Dominion streaming? Where did you watch it somewhere? Or did you rent it?
Yes, it's on Peacock. There's actually an extended version on Peacock.
Oh, there you go, Cheeto.
Which is 3 hours.
Jesus.
And
Is there like
I
a
don't
whole
mean
bed scene like the end of Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, basically. By bed scene, you mean it's the Giganosaurus and the T-Rex just having hot,
man. Freaky sex.
Freaky shit. Yeah, it gets pretty wild.
Hell yeah.
No, actually, what it is, it's the original 3 plus the newer group. Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt. It's a fivesome.
There you go.
That's just how they.
That's how they roll.
Then at the very end, Blue comes in.
Exactly.
And they translate a little thing at the bottom. It's like room for one more.
Then you find out why her name was Blue.
Oh, she needed them. Yeah.
I mean, I guess speaking of watching shit and things that when you're watching it, you go, "Oh yeah, if this is how real life was, this is exactly how it would happen." We've finally started watching The Boys.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I didn't know that was a Garth Ennis gimmick. Explains a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
cause,
it's a fun read if you're into like it's very Garth Ennis.
like we're watching it and it's horrific and funny at the same time,
right?
And I'm like I don't even know who wrote this originally, and as soon as I pulled up, I'm like, oh,
yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
Now everything makes sense.
Yeah, I finished season 3 last night.
Oh, okay.
So I'm all the way caught up on it, and I watched the Boys Diabolical, which is the animated shorts.
I've won. By the way, as much as Billy Butcher says diabolical in that show, yeah, he said it like 3 times. I'm like, that's got to be why that series, the animated series, is called that. He's always like, oh, fucking diabolical,
right?
Oh, that was diabolical.
You for sure need to watch those though, because each one is written by it's like an anthology.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Like like one's written by Aisha Tyler, one's written by Garth Ennis, one's written by what's his name, Andy Samberg. I can't remember. Aquafina writes one. Who else wrote the other ones? I can't think. Anyways, but each one is written by somebody. Oh, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, I think it is, his writing partner. They wrote the first one. So it's.
Well, that sounds. But well, I'll definitely have to watch them. But as we're only like 4 or 5 episodes deep. But as we're watching it, I'm just like, if superheroes were actually in our world right now, this is exactly what would happen.
And it's funny because that series came out. God, I want to say it came out like back when we had our shop, or not too long after that.
I'm not surprised.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up real quick to see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it came out like forever
Cheeto's
ago.
Chiming
basically,
in that diabolical was really good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really enjoying the show. So,
okay, it was after we closed our shop, but it was 2007. It looks like. That's the collected edition. Is the first one came out in 2007.
It's so reflective of even today.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't get over watching it, is how it debuted in October 2006. There you go. And it ran through 2012. It's. 'Cause, 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 yeah. Anyway, it was I haven't read the whole series, but the ones that I read, I was like, when I heard they were making a series of it, I was like, oh, this probably is gonna. Like, first thought was like, I can't believe they're making a series out of this because it's very violent and very gory.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why I said last week, I was like, if you're not into seeing entrails and blood, for sure skip this series because there's a lot. And it gets worse as it goes on.
That's fine. It'll be all right, everybody.
But the stuff the stuff in there is so good. I can't wait till you're further in so I can talk with you more about it.
We're
Because
doing
obviously I don't
about
want
an
to give
episode
anything.
a day, so
Yeah. Because I don't want to give anything away.
yeah.
Because the stuff's just the jokes and stuff are even too funny to give away.
Are they diabolical?
So, they're diabolical. Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. I will say this, like the casting on that show has been really good. Like the people playing the roles are fantastic.
Well, I know in the first episode I'm watching it and Huey's dad walks in, I'm like, is that fucking Simon Pegg?
Yeah, sure.
Enough to the point that I had to look it up just to make sure that was actually him, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's if you're watching on Amazon, all you got to do is pause it.
I
right?
always forget about their stupid X-ray mode shit or whatever.
Fantastic! I love that so much. I've been using it. Yeah, I use it all the time now instead of pulling up IMDb.
Oh god,
it's like it's right there built in.
I mean, I suppose it gotta be like, Alexa, who's on the screen? And it'll be like, ooh. Sure. Wait.
That's not supported.
God damn it.
Yep.
I forgot you were.
You can't.
Forgot you were right there, you dumb bitch.
Yep. That's right.
Man.
Yeah, so good. I'm so glad I finally got to watch it because I've been wanting to start it forever. And once I started, I was going through two or so a night, depending on the night. When I started watching, and
sounds pretty fucking diabolical.
It's pretty great. So,
I also, Brian, fucking streamed this weekend, my guy.
What?
Yeah, I'm still dialing everything in. I mean, look, I got my. Well, you might be able to see it because it's camouflage, but I got my.
I was like, what are you holding?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I brought my shit upstairs, and I'm like, I'm gonna set it up. Although it's weird, when I have everything hooked up to my ancient ass laptop, everything works perfectly. Up here, couldn't quite dial in the sound.
Oh,
but I got an accessory, a little splitter I need, and then I'll be able to do it. But yeah, I streamed on Twitch All the Beers Pod, and I streamed a little bit on our YouTube channel too, just fucking around.
Nice.
Playing a little Battlefield 2042.
Right.
Yeah. Boy, am I terrible at that game.
What made you pick that game?
Because I got it a year ago when it came out, and it was like really unfinished. And recently, people on the Battlefield subreddit have been like, wow, this season is like, this is probably what we should have got originally.
Oh, okay. So similar to like Cyberpunk, where I bought it like day one, and I was like, well, I'm not going to play this until I hear other people go, okay, I think they've got it patched now, which was months later.
Yeah, so I've been kind of like kicking around the game a little, because I've been in the mood to play a shooter, but I really don't want to buy another Call of Duty game. And I know I can fire up Warzone, but it's just not as fun to me as it used to be.
Right. I'm the same way.
But I've always enjoyed Battlefield.
That's fair.
And I did enjoy it when it came out, but it's not good when, like, after the match, all the characters load, and for a good 10 seconds, they look like GoldenEye characters. Before like all the polygons kick in or whatever,
What are you talking about? A titles are supposed to look like that, aren't they?
It was like every time. It was just like, I can't believe how busted this thing is. And there's only just a couple maps, and
especially because Battlefield is from EA.
Yeah.
Like this isn't some like indie company.
Not,
this is a company.
I would say it's not some hack company, but
yeah. I mean, EA is maybe not what unless you're playing like Madden or FIFA. That's where they put most of their money.
See, what made me do it too is Saturday. We didn't do anything this weekend, which was fucking awesome. But Saturday morning, made some breakfast, whatever, kicked the dogs outside, all that shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Battlefield. And I played for like 2 hours, and I enjoyed my life. It was a good time.
Nice.
And then I turned off the PlayStation, and I was like, I should have been streaming that because I'm always talking about how I'm going to be streaming.
True.
So
Yeah.
that's why, yeah, yesterday I was like, well, let me get this going because I didn't buy a new power cord, but I made it so I could unplug it easy.
Ah, nice.
So when I want to take my PlayStation back downstairs, I'll just unplug it up here and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no
Beauty.
one plays it but me anyway. So
Fair enough. Everybody else plays the Switch instead, huh?
Switch or the Oculus, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Makes sense though
Yeah, I know, right?
to do that because it really does. Like you said, that way you don't have to
Like set up a
undo
whole studio downstairs.
it. Yeah.
I have
Right.
everything
Right.
set up right here.
Right. Exactly. So it makes so much more sense to do it right there.
Although I think I am
So,
going to bring up my green screen bubble I bought so I can just have my profile in the corner of the screen so you have a little cube of my room.
yeah.
Plus I bought the
That
thing.
makes
I
sense.
might as well use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
For sure.
And you can put all sorts of fun things on it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like pies. Love pie.
Yeah. Delicious.
Delicious. I did make cookies this weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking banging. Oatmeal cookies. Granola
Nice.
oatmeal cookies.
What?
Fuck you, raisins. Get out of here, you rascals. I would offer you one, Brian, but they're gone already. We done smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure you probably just, pulled the old move like I did that one time and just make one cookie.
One giant cookie?
You don't remember that?
No.
My mom left me it was one of those, you remember like those fundraiser, like those tubs of cookie dough you could get?
Oh, yeah.
And my mom left one and I just made I just put mushed it into the cookie sheet as one thing.
I mean, that's a great move.
Yeah.
You could have
So it's one
put
cookie.
something on top of it. You had like a cookie crust then.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude, you could have made like Great American cookie cake. Get some fun icing and some shapes.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Hand turkey.
Right. Well, now I have an answer for when people ask me if I could go back in time. What would I do?
Yeah. Decorate that giant cookie.
Forget killing Hitler. I'm going to fix that cookie problem I had.
Or you could have made 2 giant cookies and then just filled them with ice cream. Have a giant ice cream sandwich.
That's the move right there.
Move.
Yeah. For sure.
Hell yeah.
2 of them full cookie sheet size.
You like diabetes?
Oh, well, I guess really I could have just taken that one and cut it in half and made one.
What,
big,
you gonna make a pansy-sized one? You can make a real-ass one?
You're right. It's not like I didn't have extra cookie sheets, so.
There you go. Now we're talking.
I just needed more. I needed more cookie dough, though. I didn't have enough. One tub wasn't enough.
One tub wasn't enough.
Yep.
The old cookie tub.
Yep. Oh, man. So how's your week been?
I mean, it's been all right. I haven't been terribly busy. I mean, I worked Saturday for a little bit, which sucks always.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, but money's cool, so I like that.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
But yeah, haven't really done a whole lot. Going to get the Christmas tree next week. We haven't put it up yet. I did put Cousin Eddie out in the yard. I haven't put a picture up online yet.
Nice.
Every time I back out of my driveway, it's like a moment. There's just some fucking dude in our yard. For those who are not in the know, like 2 years ago, Michelle bought a mannequin, gave it chest hair, gave it a beard. We bought a Cousin Eddie robe. It hangs out in our front yard with a tube and a beer can. And I've decided, Brian, because I'm putting the robe on him, right? And he's got shoes and socks on. And I'm like, on a windy day, if this robe kicks up, it's just going to be mannequin bulge. And obviously, he doesn't have a dick, but still.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm like, I had these old camouflage. I don't know how I could find them once again. Under Armour underwear, and I'm like, I think I still have those in a box downstairs. So I went and looked, found them, and I'm like, all right, he's gonna wear these because it kind of fits the role,
Right.
So I'm out in my garage assembling this mannequin and pulling underwear of shit up on it. Nice. And I was just like, this dude's way too sexy to be Cousin Eddie. We need to like give him a belly or something. It looks like it's like if there was some sort of fashion show and they're like, all right, you need to be Cousin Eddie. Just some run, as a mannequin. It's way too sexy to be Cousin Eddie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't like
fair
it.
enough.
But it's terrifying every time I leave my house.
Yeah,
And I always wonder what the fuck the neighbors think.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get it.
Probably the same thing, Like they're just turning on their lights at night, like, who the fuck's out there?
What's going on there? I mean,
Who's
we got like I changed my flag from the pirate flag to a Christmas flag. It's got Santa in his sleigh and it says, "You serious, Clark?" I'm trying to like make the theme going out there for the National Lampoons.
Right.
Although what I need to do is at Halloween time, like I bought purple lights to put in our porch. You can buy strands of just straight green lights. I want to buy a strand of Halloween green lights next year and have them coming out of the tube onto the ground,
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about that and tried to find some. Couldn't find green ones, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, finish my Christmas decorations outside. I don't know. I didn't do a whole lot, man. It was
in blind.
I did actually. I did go to my buddy Mike's house. Got to play with his pussies. He adopted 2 cats.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of goddamn rascals.
Yeah, they'll do that.
They're like 6-month-old cats.
Oh boy.
And he had to get them both, which he wanted 2 cats anyway, but they're siblings.
Right.
And if they're separated, they cry.
Yeah.
So they're like where he got them. He actually got them from the pit crew. I didn't realize that they dealt with cats.
Oh, I didn't either. Okay.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, if you want one of them, you have to get both. He's like, it's fine. I want both anyway,
Right.
But yeah, those cats are fucking insane. I forgot, like, young cats, how rambunctious they are.
Oh, man, yeah. And their nails like razors.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about small children and kittens, but their like claws and nails are just fucking razor blades when they're little.
I mean, they're not kittens. They're more like adolescents.
Yeah.
But still, yes.
Yeah. They're still going to be rowdy.
Yeah, but boy, it was entertaining to go hang out at his place and see his cats romping around. He was like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fun story for you." I've been off the sauce for a while, dialing in the guts. Yeah.
Yeah. What if he, he'd tell me, if he had a root beer, maybe.
I know, right? And I had a, sweet bottle of water with me, Brian.
Nice.
I know, living on the edge.
Yep. Whatever.
How about you, my guy?
What it is. Yeah, I didn't really do much.
Boy, we are just a thrill minute.
I know, just killing it this week.
Crushing
I know. Went out and, just ran errands basically, and was with my brother the other night, and we were in GameStop, and holy God, I haven't smelled that bad of a smell on a person.
Pure gamer funk.
Oh my God, yeah, and I wasn't sure who it was at first, and then after a little while, I think I figured it out. There was literally a woman standing in line, like with her sweatshirt pulled up over her nose, and over in the corner of the store, like they were at the counter, and I was over in the far corner of the store, and I could still smell it, and I was like, oh my God. It was just when we left finally, because the line was freaking long. By the time we left, I was like, I am so glad to be out of there. I was like, God, I forgot how much gamer funk exists,
I don't know how you don't realize.
Well, I think, here's the thing, right? Like back in those days when we were around it all the time, it was very much like, yo, fucking shower.
Yeah.
Having read more about, depression and mental health issues and whatnot, and even ADHD and such, sometimes hygiene is not high on the list of people. So, it's, you never know exactly if it's just laziness or if it really is like executive dysfunction where they just can't seem to do things, or their brain doesn't tell them, hey, you should probably wash your ass today.
Hey, motherfucker.
You know? Yeah.
Your
So
earlobe is
that's where
rotting off because you haven't washed it in a month.
it's really where you kind of need a good friend or family to, hey, maybe you should, run through the shower real quick or a car
Hell
wash.
yeah, or delousing vat.
Yes, or that.
By the way, Executive
So.
Dysfunction, great name for a band.
Yeah, right.
100% a great name for a band.
Right. They just can't start any of their songs.
Like if we, for some reason, still played Rock Band, that would be our Rock Band.
Yeah. I like it.
Do you think those games will
We're
ever
not
come
gonna
back?
I don't know. Like I know people still play them because like the market for the accessories and stuff is still there. So people must play them and wear them out and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I actually was a little surprised that they went away. Other than it's probably a nightmare to have to deal with that licensing.
Yeah, that's
every
what
time.
I was thinking. Is the music license part is probably why it went away.
Yeah.
But you would think some company that owns EA, we'll go with EA, and then I'm sure that giant corporation owns a music label of some sort. You think they could figure some shit out?
Well, or if not, I know for sure there's places out there that handle, like, Universal's catalog or whoever's catalog of music, to where you just contact them and you can probably access,
right?
Get access to the music. But it's also tough because it isn't just, oh, hey, the game includes this music. It's you can go pay and get more music. So now, that's a whole different royalty setup. And that's why I said I'm with you. It's like, I'm sure there's ways to do it, but I think that's probably why some of it is just
gone away.
Like, yeah, because otherwise you'd think they would put it out for every gen system.
You would think, because
basically,
it was pretty popular.
Although I think Harmonix or whatever that made, I don't remember which of the two it was. I can't remember if they're still. I think they went out of business.
I'm just surprised no one's taken up the mantle of the bat,
or gone a step further. I mean, they've got shit now that you can hook up to a real guitar and learn how to play a guitar via the software. And it's like, why haven't they made it? Like, I think they did make a game of it, but it's like you'd think they would have more of that. That way you're not just playing, because if you play a rock band guitar, you don't actually learn how to play guitar.
I could barely play the rock band guitar.
I know, same here.
Terrible
But it'd be cool if they had one that you could do both, to where, okay, I just want to play rock band and fuck around, but also I could actually play real guitar on this thing. Like maybe have it flip over or something, like, I don't know what, but
I do know there's a Guitar Hero-esque game. I don't remember what it's called, on the Oculus, and it uses the hand tracking, so you finger the frets and strum without anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's basically like air guitar then.
It might actually be called that.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because boy, that if they don't have an air guitar game, they really should. Why not, right?
Let me see here. Let me see what it's called. I'm looking it up, Brian. Looking it up.
Right.
Oh, it's called Unplugged Air Guitar on the Oculus.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't want.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd be curious to know what the song list is. I got the trailer rocking, or whatever this is. There's a video on the video for the video watcher.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
what would be cool is if
I'm just surprised that these games haven't come back, because they were so popular.
I know, it is kind of weird that they just seem to go away. That's why I said I don't know. I mean, I know they're, like, especially Rock Band was expensive.
Yeah.
If you want the drum kit and everything, it was like, what, $300 or $400, I think.
So, yeah.
It was not cheap at all. And I know, like I said, the stuff, there's a lot of secondary value to some of it, because, like, the drum cymbals wear out, or the heads of the drums wear out, and then you need new ones, but there are no new ones, so all you can do is buy ones that people have pieced out, or whatever. Or if there was a company making secondary parts or secondhand, whatever you call them.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, but again, you got to have probably some licensing to do that,
Right.
because they got to be at work, and so I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, it's just
Why
weird.
did why did yeah.
Fucking weird, dude. Yeah, those like rhythm games, unless they're alive and well on the Oculus.
Right.
Like there's a Viking
All right.
drumming game, and you know as
Nice.
you drum, your ship moves faster, and you have to. But it's a rhythm based game. You got the stuff's coming at you. Obviously, Beat Saber.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
maybe that's what it is. Is it's just progressed to a different arena now.
it's actually, yeah. I just typed in why did Rock Band game go away, and CBR had an article. Looks like back in 2020 that said music rhythm games are now close to extinct in part because oversaturation, which that makes sense. There were a lot of
Yeah, I
different.
mean, there was so many variations of Rock Band. You know,
It says
go ahead.
and lack of innovation, to which is true because basically it was the same game every
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
Like there really wasn't, you know, there, because there's only so much you can do, as far as like what a more, what instruments can you include, you know?
I mean,
I mean, they could have
I'm not going to get
zero.
it, but over here in a box is my old Xbox 360, and I have the DJ Hero deck.
Oh yeah,
I
I
enjoyed the
remember
shit
that.
out of
Yeah,
that game. That game was fun as
yeah.
fuck.
But it also said that other types of games, have just failed to capture mainstream success. So
Interesting.
I guess it says Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4, which were the most recent ones, sold well below industry and internal expectations, resulting in layoffs at both companies that produced the game. So,
I mean, I guess it's
yeah.
just, it was a thing and it had its time and that's it. Just makes me
Yep.
wonder if something
There's
like
like a,
that's ever going to come back.
yeah.
I mean, I guess I could see
I
it
was
in
watching,
VR because you don't need peripherals.
yeah,
And if they can make it a group thing, then you can play with your friends if everyone has a headset.
that would be, yeah, that for sure would help because I think that, like I said, some of that is part of it. Cause like Rock Band was cool, but it was, you had to go to someone's house who had all the things. Guitar Hero, you could just play by
Yeah.
yourself. Rock Band wasn't much fun to play by yourself, because the whole point is getting a group
Yeah.
together.
Jamming.
Yeah. I was watching Toys That Built America last night on History Channel, and they were showing, well, the episode that was on, it was a kind of a weird mix because they were showing Super Soaker and Teddy Ruxpin were the two that they,
Super Soaker, I totally get.
and right.
Teddy
Well, Teddy
Ruxpin?
Ruxpin, dude, Teddy Ruxpin was huge that year it came out. They said basically if it was in today money, it would have made like $360 million that year.
Really?
Yeah, it completely like topped the Christmas list that year. But wow, the company who made it the year after that, I didn't realize they were the company that also put out laser
Oh,
tag.
really?
And it was the very next year. So in 2 years in a row, they had like the hottest toy at Christmas, and then basically the next year they were filing for bankruptcy.
Wow.
Because the laser tag, there was I don't know if you remember this, there was a kid who they were playing laser tag and a cop mistook the gun for a real gun and shot the
Oh,
kid.
right.
So then no parents wanted to buy the product because they didn't want their kids to get shot.
Quitters.
So that killed that. And Teddy Ruxpin, it gets old.
Yeah.
Like after a while, it's like, okay, yeah, there's more stories, but it's still the same gimmick. And I had forgotten about this, but do you remember they tried to put out one called Mother Goose
I don't remember
that told like,
no.
I remembered it, and they said that basically it just bombed. It did not do any good. So that company after that with laser tag, and they oversaturated the market with Teddy Ruxpin, plus didn't really innovate on it. So basically everything dried up for them. So they had to go out of business. I was like, wow, that is amazing. You have the #1 toy 2 years in a row, and then a year later you're putting shutters on the windows.
Pretty wild.
Isn't it? That's so crazy that the market can do, it's just that brutal. But yeah, so they said the reason these two kind of tied together was where laser tag they felt looked too real, which it didn't. If you've ever looked at those guns, they
No,
don't
they don't
look
look real
real
at
at
all.
all. Uh, yeah, they look like, a hair dryer. But the guy who created Super Soaker, when they were going to production, he wanted to make sure that they couldn't be mistaken for real guns. That's why they were so neon colored.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I'm sure they
Oh,
were
yeah,
like
but like,
bright
yeah, they were
green and
bright
orange,
ass
and yellow.
green, and yeah.
That way, there's no way they could be mistaken. That's where the orange tip on the end was for, was all that stuff. Because I think around that time is when things shifted in our childhood to where guns, like toy guns, had to have that orange color, and they weren't supposed to be painted in real colors
Yeah, I
anymore.
mean,
You know,
is
you
it up
know.
here? I got that fake gun that we used in that movie we shot. It must be
Yeah,
downstairs. And it's,
yeah.
I mean, it was just a toy gun, but I painted that bitch black, and boy, does it look like a real
Yeah,
gun.
right, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you go down the toy aisles now and look at the guns, almost none
Yeah,
of them remote. Like they might be modeled to look like a real gun, but color wise, they're. I don't believe they're allowed to look like a real gun anymore. I think they have to have. They first of all have to have that orange tip, but I can't remember. Like I think they have to be painted brighter colors, and so that police can look at them and recognize them as,
they'll shoot
toys.
anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, right. But it was interesting. I didn't know the guy who created the Super Soaker also went to work for Nerf, and because when he saw Nerf's guns where they shot the
Right.
darts, he was like, "This is inferior. I can do better." And he basically like improved the Nerf gun to where it gave Nerf the ability to shoot far distances that they couldn't do before.
I mean, good on that
So
guy.
yeah,
Let's be
I
honest.
know. I was like, that's pretty. Yeah, guy worked for NASA and was working on something for some project, and he was pressurizing water, and that's when the water sprayed out of it. That's what gave him the idea for the Super
It's like,
Soaker.
oh, hell yeah. Kids are going
So
to love this shit.
it's pretty interesting. Yeah, he said they showed his prototype, and they were talking about how his initial one, when his daughter pumped the gun up, the tank split because the pressure inside, the pressure builds and it
Right,
expands.
right.
So the seam, since it was glued together, popped apart. So that's what gave him the idea that he used like a 2 liter bottle from soda, because it's all one piece, because it's all molded at one time, and that's what basically gave him the pressure that you needed for the gun without the gun
Right,
exploding.
right.
And I'm sure you remember, like they talked in there, all the squirt guns before that, it was like once you start squirting them, your hand was soaked because they
Right.
leak
Like,
like
yeah, but
crazy.
everyone, you had to have one, though.
Right. Oh, no, the super soakers didn't leak as bad, but you're right. They said in that too, that they decided to go with word of mouth instead of advertising like crazy, because they were like, all we need is one in every
Yeah.
neighborhood. Once one kid has one, no one else can keep up without
It
getting
was
one also.
definitely the superior squirt gun.
Yeah. Because I remember you shooting your dad with yours, and your dad, to one up you, went and got
Yeah,
the
well, yeah.
hose.
I mean, he basically pulled out the minigun.
Yeah. Because that was basically the only way to one up a super
Yeah.
soaker. Those things shot so far and so strong.
So just going back real quick, Brian. Before I closed my browser window here, I looked up.
Yeah.
And there was a link for Rock Band VR.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
a thing on the Oculus, and apparently you can link a guitar controller to it, and you jam out on stage. It looks like just by yourself, though.
Right, which is always the
Yeah,
most
but it
fun.
looks like it's like gives you the stage experience. But the set list is pretty impressive. The music list, and they had downloadable tracks, and yeah, so maybe it's coming back. I don't know.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Like if you're gonna do that kind of game, that probably is the next step to take
Although
in it.
I'm on, I'll pull it up. I'm on their website, and they have get a guitar controller. If I can find my mouse.
Yeah.
And it just takes you to Amazon. It's all these used options. It's their old controllers. It's the Rock Band 4 wireless Fender is what you can link to it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, those were the ones that came out for like the PS4
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, because Rock Band 4 was, I believe, the last one that they made.
Yeah, pretty wild that, we were just like, why don't they do it again? And they're working on it.
They,
Or did.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Or did. Yeah. Well, it's cool if even if they made a new game that you could link the old peripherals to.
Yeah. It just makes you wonder if you actually need it or if you can use a virtual guitar, but you
Yeah.
probably need it to get the full experience.
Yeah, probably. Well, plus, I mean, you feel way cooler holding the miniature
exactly.
guitar,
Instead
right?
of just like strumming the air like an idiot.
Yeah, rubbing your
Oh,
leg.
yeah, picking up the cat.
Yeah.
Cats love that shit.
Playing the guitar. Yeah.
Guitar. Drums.
Yeah, the drums is where it gets weird because you probably shouldn't be hitting your cat with sticks.
It's like
but,
Monty
you know.
Python.
Yep.
Oh, so Cheeto says he had a motorized Uzi and a machine gun style water guns. He still has a cap gun that looks like a 9mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I said, you and I were for sure. I mean, him too. We're from that generation where plenty of guns toy guns we had as kids look like. I don't know if you remember. I used to have that one that was supposed to look like I forgot what kind of gun it was, but it was all black, and I think it even and I had one that like actually like cocked and stuff.
I mean, the one I have, it racks. And when you shoot it, like the slide kicks back. It's like ping, ping, ping.
Yeah. It was that's why I said it was like that was before that. I think that was around the year though that they started cracking down on that because the kid got killed. Like I said, when you look at those laser tag guns though, maybe from a distance or in the dark or whatever, I was like I don't think those actually looked like real guns, but I can understand where you might freak out.
In the dark, someone pulls a futuristic laser gun on you, and you're like, alien invader, they gotta go.
Yeah. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Aliens are small. That's definitely not a kid of a toy. It's definitely an alien. Light it up.
Oh man, speaking of the if it bleeds, we can kill it. We were flipping through the channels one night a couple weekends ago. I wish I could remember the name of the damn show. It was on like
commercial, is it?
Oh no. Actually, I do have a hilarious tampon commercial
really?
for it, but yeah. So I'll tell that real quick first. So there was a commercial that I saw the other day, and it was a woman, and she's dipping making her tea, and you see her dipping the tea bag in there or whatever. And then when she pulls it out, she looks at it, and it's a tampon. And then she gets this weird look on her face, and she looks down, and from her skirt, you see a string hanging down that says tea on it.
Wow. That's wild.
And then it says like something like try coffee or something like that afterwards. It was for sure not an American commercial because we'd never be able to show that here. God forbid. But anyway, so the show was on, and it's basically the Mythbusters episodes where they're like, hey, we're going to do the Hollywood, we're going to bust Hollywood myths, basically, like whether you could do this or this from a movie. That's what this guy does on every episode. And each episode's only like half an hour.
Like on YouTube or something?
And it was on some weird ass channel. What the fuck was like Circle or something like that?
That can't be a channel.
And
a shape can't be a channel. Sorry.
It sure can, Tony. It sure can.
I can't wait to start trapezoid.
Of the show, but this guy
love it.
So this guy's, former military and all this kind of stuff. He was a sharpshooter and whatever. So that was the whole. So they went like he did the one from Rambo, like can you shoot an arrow through someone's head and have it, stick the person to the tree, kind of thing.
Classic.
Which he found out that you can shoot an arrow through someone's head through both parts of the front and back of the skull.
Modern bows, totally believe it.
No. He used the same bow that they use in the movie.
Bow. I mean, totally believe
it. Right. But what they found was it won't stick in the tree because it's not enough force to go through. Because you got to go through two sets of bone to do it. arrows are meant to rip flesh. They're not really meant to go through bone, even though, they can. But that was a cool thing to watch, though, because they did the old ballistics gel, skull,
that's always a fun
basically.
time.
And then he also did the Rambo, the single arm.
Oh, the machine gun
that everyone's like, yeah, and everyone's like, there's no way, and his gun expert or whatever was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to do this, basically, because and they he hit a bunch of guys.
I mean, was he
so
on
it was
heroic
close
levels
to where they were
of
like
HGH like Stallone?
No, but it was interesting to watch, and then the next one that they had on right after that was he was doing Predator, and he did the gun from the helicopter, where the guy cuts down like all the like foliage and whatnot with
Jesse
the
Body
minigun or
Ventura?
whatever. No, not Jesse Ventura. It's the one where oh god, I can't think of the guy's name now. Yeah. So this guy picks up the gun and he just starts spraying into the forest because he knows the predator's out there, but he can't see him because camouflage. So and you'd see him just cut down the trees and the grass and all this kind of stuff. And when this guy does the same trick, he cuts down like all the grass. Basically, it really does rip through the grass pretty well, but it doesn't cut trees
I'm getting
down
rid of
or
my
anything
lawnmower,
like it does in the movie, of course. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But it was kind of a, I mean, the guy does like on the Rambo one, he was dressed like Rambo, like had this horrific Rambo wig on and all this stuff. And it's not really funny, but I appreciate the guy trying to, put a little corniness in with the rest of it.
It's a good time.
But it was fun to watch because he does a real quick breakdown of the science, but it's not like overly heady because, he knows his audience. And
they're watching a shape channel.
Yeah.
Did he do the myth where if you're holding an MP5 and you get your arm blown off at the elbow, it keeps shooting on the ground?
No, unfortunately, he didn't.
Damn it. Did he do the myth, if it bleeds, it dies, like we were talking about earlier?
That would have been great, but no. Damn it, I can't remember the guy's name or the show now.
To see if you stand on a log with a machete cutting your chest, do you get killed moments later?
Yeah, he figured that one out pretty quick. So, yeah, he survived, of course. Yeah. I'm just disappointed he didn't do the old, the Rambo cauterizing
that's a
the
good
wound
one.
thing.
Yeah, a little gunpowder in the wound, light that shit up.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Oh, that was another one he did, was the one in Rambo. You know how like he dumps the gunpowder on the ground, then shoots the gunpowder and the place explodes? Right. Yeah, he did that one. And at first it didn't ignite. All it did was blow the gunpowder away. And then the guy that was with him was like, well, he's like, in the movie, it's an old shack. So that would have boards that were all beat up and broken. So they kind of made grooves in the wood and then poured the gunpowder again. And when he did, it ignited and then, blew the place
up. What you're saying is Rambo's a documentary. Hell yeah, yes. I knew it. Fucking knew it. Loving it.
Man. I really wish I could remember the name of the show. It was, like I said, it was only half an hour. It was actually kind of fun to watch.
So it's just Mythbusters for action movies.
That's what I saw.
Because that should definitely be a show. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like? Yeah. What's the last good just action movie you watched? And I'm not talking like a Marvel movie.
Fuck.
Like a straight up old school action movie. It's been a while since I watched one myself.
I was trying to even think the last action movie I've watched at all. Because most of them that come out, I just go, ugh.
I mean, the last one I can think of that I watched, and this is when I still lived up in Michigan. I think it was like fresh in the world of divorce land, working nights by myself,
Yeah.
Whatever that movie is, I don't remember what it is, but it's Vince Vaughn, and he's like some sort of bald, tough guy. and he beats up a car in it. Literally beats up. He's got like a tattoo on his head. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know what movie you're talking about. I'm sure you told me about it because I can't imagine you seeing that scene and not going, I have to tell
Vince
Brian
Vaughn,
about this.
I'm just gonna put beats up a car. Oh, jeez, I hate it when I put beats up and the first thing was his wife. Jesus Christ.
Whoa,
I
that's
know, right? It's like, goddamn. Oh, Brawl in Cell Block 99. That's what the movie was called.
Yeah. Okay. I for sure haven't
That's
seen
hilarious.
that.
Someone put the scene with the Street Fighter fucking music in
Nice.
I'm gonna die.
Whoa, dude,
I'm
careful.
gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Oh, this is terrific. I mean, I wish I could play the audio for everyone. I got to figure out the technology so people could hear the audio sometimes. Because the music was perfect. So, yeah, Brawl and Cell Block 99. Good, yeah. That was exactly it, Cheeto. And that was probably the last one I watched I could think of off the top of my head.
I seriously cannot think of the last. I mean, newer one. I mean, I watched Die Hard not that long ago, but I can't even think of one.
Newer
honestly,
one makes it hard because sometimes, I was telling you about that RPG I want to run. It's Hong Kong cinema. Sometimes I will just throw on an old kung fu movie on Netflix and just enjoy my life. Channel my inner Shaolin.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I haven't watched a new action movie. Like I said, that's probably the last one I watched. But I just remember the heyday of action movies. It's like,
oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, we grew up in the era of Seagal and Van Damme and Schwarzenegger, Stallone. I mean,
I
how
guess
could we not watch
movies
action
too.
movies?
Those are fun.
But even then, I haven't watched one of those
since in a while.
Whatever. No. Yeah, I was gonna say since the last.
You know what I really want to do? I was
was
talking to my kids about this. I can
star one of those.
Huh? Tacos.
I said star in one of those.
Now I can get Netflix on the Oculus, right? And Netflix has Hardcore Henry. I kind of want to watch Hardcore Henry on the Oculus.
Ooh. It'll either be really fun or really get crazy annoying after a short time.
Because it's not going to have like the 360 type thing. Because I think the way Netflix does it puts you in kind of like a theater. But I don't know. So I don't have it downloaded on my thing because I've never had a reason to.
Yeah, you for sure should try it though. I actually was looking at like when I was scrolling through stuff not that long ago. I saw that on there. I almost watched
movie,
but I have not watched it.
It's a pretty fun movie.
So yeah, I really couldn't tell you the last action movie I've watched. I really have tried to think of something. I first of all, I don't watch a ton of movies anymore. But like you said, other than like Marvel movies or something, or Batman or something like that, I haven't really seen any real adventure type movie or action movie. I mean, not adventure, whatever. Yeah, I found the show I was talking about. It's called Hollywood Weapons: Fact or Fiction. It was from 2017. Oh. So I'm looking to see how many episodes there were because they changed the way IMDb looks now. There's 40 episodes of it.
Well, looks like it's on the Outdoor Channel for anyone who's into it.
Maybe that's what it was that we were flipping through. I didn't pay attention really. I thought it was Circle because my mom watches Circle a lot. So. No. Well, actually, yeah, there was like up through 2021, they were still making episodes.
I don't like.
They actually looks like they did a Home Alone one.
Who is this Penn Jillette looking dude?
He's the weapons expert guy.
Look like a weapons expert to me. What do I know though?
He's not the guy who does most of the. I don't think like if you're talking about on the like box art or whatever. The guy who is all the people in the like, pyramid of people. That's the main guy from the show.
The guy that kind of looks like the dude from Law and Order.
Yes, the guy on the left there that's just pointing at him, he's the guy who's the like munitions he's his
I
Q
gotcha.
basically. Or his oh shit, I forgot the guy who gives the Punisher all his stuff.
Microchip.
Microchip, thank you. Just blanked on
I
it.
gotta say, it would
So
be
yeah,
really entertaining to have that as your job. Like, all right,
right?
we're gonna check out all the weapons from. Well, I see James Bond is obvious one on the images here. Although that is
Yeah.
not a Bond gun he's holding. Should be a Walther PPK. Come on,
Right.
Hollywood Weapons. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's he goes over some, major movies. It's not
I
like
see
they're
there's a still shot of him and Tom Selleck. What's the myth behind the mustache?
oh, well,
That
that's a good
mustache is a
question.
weapon. It's a pussy slayer. Hey,
Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, here's the two I watched. They were season 1, episode 5 and 6. Those are
There
the
you
two
go.
I watched. So yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I actually, I kind of, I wish I could find this like streaming because I actually would kind of like to just watch it because it was entertaining enough. And like I said, they're only
You
half-hour
sound like me
episodes.
when I'm like, I'm gonna watch Forged in Fire and see what this is about, and then I'm suddenly like 6 seasons in, like this show's great. I should get a forge.
Right.
I want to make a knife. I like knives,
Right.
which I do.
Who doesn't? Right? Yeah. Ah, damn. You have to have my outdoor TV to
Of
stream it. It
course you
looks
do.
like,
I have an outdoor TV. It's in my
and
garage.
it's $10.
Can I stream it?
Yeah, that's like $10, which is $10 more than I want to spend for my
Oh, fuck
outdoor
yeah. There's got to
TV.
be some sort of Jack Sparrow-esque way to find this show for you.
I
I
wouldn't
don't know
know
what
what
you're
you're
talking about
talking
either. I
about
have
there.
no idea.
Yeah. But this at first, like when they were showing like a little preview for one of the things he was doing, I didn't realize it was from a movie. And I was like, oh man, it reminded me of there was a show that used to be on called Top Shot.
I
I
remember
don't
that.
know
It
if
was
you
like
ever
the
saw that.
sniper reality show.
Dude, yeah. And I'm not like, a big guns person or anything, but it was so fun to watch because they were just doing trick
Yeah.
shot stuff. And some of that stuff was incredible. The accuracy they have to have and whatever. And I was like, oh, I thought maybe they were bringing it back or doing something like that because the way this guy acted. And then when I see what he's doing and stuff, I was like, oh, actually, this seems pretty cool too because it really is just MythBusters, but it's all about like movie and TV type stuff. So it's all pretty
Good,
fun.
clean fun.
Anyways, yeah, I'll have a link to the like synopsis and whatnot in the show notes if anybody wants to
I mean, if you have the outdoor
read up.
channel or whatever, check it out.
Yeah, and hit me up with your
Yeah,
password.
yeah, come on. Allow Brian to
So
wet his beak.
so Tony and I can watch it and
that'd be
review
fun.
it.
I'd watch it.
I mean, I think we just
Probably.
enjoy watching it. I don't. But $10.
I mean, what? Hold on. What other programming does the Outdoor Channel have to like make $10 a month worth it?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of hunting and fishing,
Probably.
but that's all I guess. Other than that, I have no idea.
Here.
Jeez.
I'm going to their website, Brian. See what we got here.
All right, fine.
Well, let's see here. Well, the
Fine.
first top couple things on our website is hunting, fishing, shooting. So
See? Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of shooting.
Yeah,
Sorry,
shoot.
my fault.
I just want to know like what they're. Oh, what's on tonight? Okay, outdoorchannel.com. That's where I'm at. What are you doing to me? Okay, so right now, what time is it? Yeah, right now the show Feral is on. Oh, Meat Eater. I've actually watched Meat Eater on Netflix because back when I used to listen to Joe Rogan, the guy who's the host of it is a very like interesting, smart dude. So I was like, I'll check out the show, and it's actually kind of an entertaining show because he shows him hunting, which, hunting, I'm fine with. It's nothing that I probably will. Maybe, who knows? I can't say I'll never do it. But then he shows you how to prepare the food, and that was interesting to me.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, okay. Yeah, now I remember that show. Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I remember you telling me about
and
it
I was
now.
like, oh, that's interesting. So
Is it, though?
Meat Eater, The Sporting Chef, Feral, Nick's Wild Ride of Nick Hoffman, Farming the Wild. These are the shows on the Outdoor Channel.
Yeah, these are all things I don't.
A lot of it seems to be like cooking shows that has to deal with wild game, honestly.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, especially for people who, do a lot of hunting, fishing, and shooting.
That's true.
Yep.
There's only so much shooting you can do. You can do all the shooting you want, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Shooting's expensive, Brian. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Logan shooting, and it was for his birthday, and it was a pricey venture, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I will not deny that it's fun.
Right.
Just keep it to the range. Leave it out of shopping malls and workplaces and.
Yeah, for the love of Benji, please
stop shooting power stations and shit. Fucking idiots.
I know, right?
What's wrong with people?
Yeah. So I asked you before we recorded if you watched the trailer for the upcoming Cocaine Bear.
I know.
I didn't hear any of what you said.
My attention span wasn't exactly there when I was watching the trailer, so I watched most of it. As I was Googling it,
well, it was interesting because when
I Googled cocaine beer.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Fantastic. Oh my God! Come on, Skype.
It hates you. You know it hates you. We're always talking shit about the Skypes, Brian. We should stop talking shit about it.
I know it's true. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Probably not.
So what did you think of said trailer?
When I first. Oh, we're back. Yeah. Anyway, so when I realized it's actually based on a true story.
If it's on one of my streaming things, but I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, my thing with it is what I want from it is I want this to
bear at the strip club.
Yeah.
I want them doing or something. And like chicks are like, all right, I guess I'll have to suck that bear dick to get high tonight.
Right. And
I mean, this is what I want. Oh boy. Oh yeah, Brian's froze up again, ladies and gentlemen. It's all right. We'll enjoy Cocaine Bear. This is further than I got in the trailer, I'll be honest. Oh, Brian's back again.
Yeah, it's bouncing in and out like every couple. Oh, come on.
It sounds like you're in a submarine.
I know. That's what I mean.
Are you sonar pinging people?
You know it. I always am, That's how I know where all my head. Man.
Well, I mean, where are we at? Oh, we're just a little bit over an hour.
This is getting real.
Maybe we should accelerate this. So we don't have another episode 390 trash or whatever it was.
Oh my God. It's so close because literally every time I finish talking, right when you go to talk, it seems to drop right then.
Yeah, it's having a great time.
So, well, I hope. The problem though is that it's like the stuff that freezes and whatever stops on my end. So it's like, and I'm the one recording, So it's like, this is a problem here.
Tell your neighbors to get off the fucking internet. They're choking it up.
I know. It's probably what it is. Jesus.
All right.
Because I had like two more things to talk to before we hit the QoftheW.
Let's plow through them. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. What'd you think of the new Metallica song, Lux Eterna?
I like it. It was a luxury to my ears. Meh. I did go back and listen to it again after you and I talked about it a little bit.
Yeah. I dug it too. Heno and I talked about it a little bit because the internet, I guess, were saying that that they felt like Kirk was being really boring with his guitar solo, which I was like, okay, whatever. I thought it was pretty strong,
The hell's the
given that
internet
it was
know?
and Heno mentioned, he's like, people don't realize how hard it is to play over like thrashing, you know.
Right.
So, um, but I thought it was good. I really liked the song. I listened to it about three or so times now. I really dug it. The video's kind of neat
I
too.
can't believe
I
the
thought the
album
video.
doesn't come out till April.
I know.
As much as they're pushing it now, I fully
Yeah,
expect
yeah,
to be able to just go out and buy it.
yeah. Or that it was coming out in like a month or
Yeah.
something like that. But I knew it wasn't because of the tour stuff we talked about. They were talking in there how it doesn't come out till April.
Just in time for your birthday, boy, though.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. But yeah,
Just
I
messing.
dug it. I hoping that Heno mentioned, and I agreed with him on this, that it really kind of felt like they really dialed it in to where the last album was good, and this feels like they took that and kind of dialed it in a little better.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, they've
so
been doing it for how long now?
I don't know, 5 or
They
6
should
years.
probably
I
know
think.
what the hell
Yeah.
they're doing, right?
I would hope. Yeah.
I would hope so too.
So yeah. Yeah, I was. I mean, I'm always happy to. Well, I shouldn't say always, but I was gonna say I'm always happy to hear new Metallica. But
I mean,
um,
even when it's not,
yeah.
I think it's still like, I mean, Load and Reload have their place, Brian.
Not even just that, but even Death Magnetic, like the first couple songs off of that, or not? Was it Death Magnetic?
Or are you talking Saint Anger?
No, there was. Fuck. What was the name of the last album they put out? I can't think of the name
I
of
think
it.
it was Death Magnetic.
Okay, it was the one before that, and not the newest album. The one before that, the songs I was just like, It's like there's something missing here. But anyway, but I still listen to them plenty. I still
Well,
like
yeah,
it.
the Mighty Metallica.
Just put on the old Metallica channel and just listen. So, uh, yeah, but I dug it. I listened to the first performance of the Pantera tribute. I don't know exactly how they're referring to themselves. They're calling it just says Pantera. I mean, is what it is, but it's with uh, Zach Wild, and damn it, I forgot the other guy's name that's filling in on drums for Vinny. But they did. I will listen to him play Walk.
Right.
And yeah, it was just Zach Wild just fucking kills the song because he's freaking crazy good too. So
Because he's Zach Wild.
yeah, it's like I was, Phil Anselmo, geez, I can almost say it, at the concert. He was like for Walk, he basically just lets the crowd do the respect Walk, and then he was doing the fill-ins. I was like, oh, that's really smart because he can save his voice on that.
Wow. Plus, everyone's into it.
Oh, and everybody knows the song.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a new song. It's for
Like,
sure.
holy shit, a new hit? What is this?
Everybody, wants to. Everyone's going to do that anyway, because you just see it, just the fist pumping with every part of that, and just the crowd's all there for it. It was like, god damn it, I want to go see them. So, yeah. Anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah, I listened to was it one or two other songs. Right.
Yeah.
So, but as far as sound wise, I mean, they sound pretty true. Like even the guitar solos and stuff that Zach Wild played, he's not fucking around trying to add Zach Wild to it. I mean, he's playing them true.
It is our curse, Brian. We never should have beat up that gypsy lady in that alley, screaming internet in her face.
Wait, which one?
That's the problem. They all blend together. Nope. Reconnecting. There it is. We're back, baby.
Fuck. Yeah, for probably another minute.
Yes.
Cheeto said that he read.
Sounded good to me, dude.
Fucking, I'm just gonna talk through the sonar since you can still hear me apparently during that time.
The only time
even though
I
can't hear you
is when you freeze and then it's like reconnecting.
Yeah. Sure enough.
Last week we asked you can get the full knowledge of one thing. What are you choosing? On Facebook, Kiki, she says math because math is awful. But if all the knowledge about math was given to me, I'd probably hate it less.
That's probably true. And you could do a lot of things with, all sorts of math knowledges.
That's true. Math is pretty legit.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I go over here and I flip it to Instagram,
Yeah.
nothing.
Wait, so you also are telling me that we did not get an answer from
There was
two of our
no Diamond
Top
Dev,
fans.
no Jeff from
Or
Hobie.
Jeffrey? Jeez.
I know, right?
All right, fine.
No, I'm gonna have a good cry after the show. I'm just gonna let everyone know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He'll be streaming that on All the Beers Pod on
Yeah,
Twitch.
yeah. Check out All the Beers Pod on Twitch to see a live cry.
I hope you look better crying than Homelander does. God, he's the worst crier I've seen since Claire Danes and Home. Oh fuck, what was the name of that show? Homeland or whatever it is. You want to talk about ugly crying?
Family Ties.
I'm not saying she's ugly, but good lord. Anyway, all right. So Cheeto says complete knowledge of one thing. Said Brian already said cooking, so I suppose I'll go with botany. I love taking walks or hikes on trails through wooded areas, and while I have some knowledge of basic plants, trees, etc., I would really like to be able to identify and utilize more of them.
He wants to be
also, I'm
the
assuming
woods.
Yes. Also, I'm assuming this complete knowledge would help me grow things and grow more useful things easier.
He's talking about weed.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. He says Hobie picks the stock market. A little little nest egg would be nice. I mean, if you had full knowledge of it, I think you could do better than a little nest egg.
Yeah, exactly. No? I think we'd be podcasting under Cheeto Industries.
Hopefully, we have better internet.
I would hope so.
He says electricity, wiring, measuring all the electric info, which,
Agreed.
Then you could take down all power grids. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Excellent work.
Wait a minute. Are you the one that took down things in North Carolina or wherever it was? South Carolina just recently?
He might be, but he can't tell that.
No. I mean, we ain't going to dime you out.
No,
probably.
Of course not.
I mean, depending on the money. But,
exactly.
And then he says, of course, the female orgasm. He says, just kidding. That's a myth.
Yeah. Lies.
You silly goose. All right. So that's what we got for the previous weeks.
Hell to the yeah.
Cute. All right. So 1 through 7.
3.
3?
3.
What is one small action you find to be rude?
Put your fucking card away. I will kill you.
I yelled at a guy that not even a week ago, within the week, about it. We were at Meijer. He put the car next to him. Seriously, he was parked next to the cart corral. It was on his left. He put the cart on the right of his car and started to get into his car. And I'm like, hey. And he was like, put your fucking cart away. And because I've been watching The Boys, I'm surprised I wasn't like, oi.
Oi. Put your cart away, you cunt.
Yeah. I was like, he just looked at me. And he went over and got it and put it away. I was like, I know I shouldn't do that shit because one of these times I'm going to get shot doing it. But
well, especially nowadays.
Yeah, right. But I was just like, dude, come on, it's on the other side of your damn car, Yeah.
That's one thing that irks me to no end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your fucking cart away.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think. Go ahead.
I was like, my Hobie pick might be not holding a door open either, too.
Oh, that chaps my ass sometimes too. Most of the time I don't care, but there's times
even if you put the effort, like you walk in, you have your arm, you hold it open for half a second, like you try,
right? Or you give it that forceful push.
Yeah, like okay, but when people just walk and they're like, and it's like they squeeze in enough that their body can come through, like they're Mr. Fantastic,
Right.
And then they just let the door close behind them. I want to tackle them.
Yeah. Like if they do that in an elevator, you just start running up the stairs. You're taking like 3 steps at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
I will end you. I will end your bloodline.
Yeah, he shit like that.
Yeah, that's understandable. The one that's really been chapping my ass recently is is when people interrupt you.
Oh yeah.
like you're saying, you're telling a story or something, and somebody's got to just like cut you off
One up it
constantly,
a little bit.
and it's yeah, exactly. It's that's what it is too. Is it's like they'll just cut you off just to one up you, and you're like, really? Could you just shut up and let me tell my story? And I also understand fully that this is, I'm more annoyed by this because of uh, just things I'm dealing with, but
Fair enough.
but it's still one of the things that it really annoys me probably faster than anything, because first of all, it shows you're just being rude, but also it also kind of tells me you don't give a shit what I have to say.
Right.
It's rude, but it's also really disrespectful. It's like, just at least you don't have to listen to me, but just let me finish what I'm saying and then say what and I'll try to shut up while you're talking. Like, I think that's just a good courtesy, is just try your best to shut up while someone else is talking.
Shut your goddamn pie hole.
Well, like they always tell you, right? Like, there's a reason you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Should do twice the listening.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, deaf
but
people.
The cart one. Well, they still have ears typically.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Put pencils in it?
Maybe
store coins?
be kind of fun. What if, since your ears don't work for hearing, you just put pencil sharpeners in
that would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I was meaning like powered ones, but all right.
That's good,
I guess
too.
we'll go with the old one. I don't know how the logistics on all that work. I don't know if you have to have like a battery pack put in your head or something.
They just gotta like,
and
someone has to hold the pencil. You just gotta start doing flips.
That'd be pretty interesting. Spinning you around. Boy. But yeah, I'm with you. The cart one, dude, nothing sets me off more than the carts. It always
I got
has.
another one. These people on speakerphone. Hey, okay. It's like, motherfucker, put that to your goddamn head. Or if
that's what I can't understand,
too.
is where did it become that people forgot how to hold a phone to their head and just talk like, so we don't hear both sides of the conversation?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's one thing I like about the wireless headphones, or earbuds or whatever, is that, typically, but half the time I hear people talking that way, they talk super loud because they got the noise canceling on. But, but also because, for some reason they don't think that they can't seem to understand that these things that can cancel sound and do all these amazing things and connect through Bluetooth could have a strong enough microphone that you don't have to shout.
Shout at the devil.
Well, that's different. That for sure you got to shout.
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
Or if you're letting it all out, if it's one of those things you can't do without. I mean, come on. I'm talking to you.
All right. Jeez, you're right.
do. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this QofhteW, I can go on and on.
I know, right?
This could be endless. We should just start the show with this.
You're right. Yeah. Just done a whole show.
Shit that annoys us.
You know what Champ's mind is? Yeah.
But we should probably leave some for our listeners.
That would be a hilarious thing for us to do, is every time something really annoys us, write it down, and then at the end of the year, do the show of things that really annoyed us this year.
That would be funny. You know those like positive energy jars? It's just...
Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
Just the opposite. It's a black hole of negativity.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
That motherfucker is getting all angered up. Trying to enjoy the last show of the year.
Yeah.
I love this idea, actually.
Yeah. Oh, man, I wish I would have thought of it sooner.
Know, right?
It's too late in the year.
It's true, but the new year's right around the corner.
True enough.
I'm still dying.
All right. Jeez. So there you go. One more time. The QoftheW is, what is one small action you find to be rude? All right. Well, now it's amazing. We're at the end of the show. The audio's fine. The video's looking good.
So shocking.
It's very strange. Very strange. Anyway. So, yeah. Head on over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the past episodes. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and such, and share it with your friends, and do the things,
All the things.
or whatever. You can also find the network we're part of, which is the Changeabout Network. So please go check them out at changeaboutnetwork.com. Especially if you're looking for a new show, or if you're looking for a new show, that's a good. But also, if you have a podcast looking for a network, or you're looking to start a new show, hit them up. And if you talk to Mark, what are you telling him this week, Tony?
I don't know. I got stocking stuff for.
Wait, oh boy. Oh my. That's a concern.
Right?
All right. Yeah, fair enough. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find the show on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and I guess Mastodon if you're one of those people, at Stunami. I still am not using Mastodon, but I have it. Yeah. I'd rather listen to them or watch that video they have with the old lady twerking or whatever. Forgot the name of it.
They have a video of an old lady twerking?
Yeah, they do. Just type in Mastodon twerking.
Okay.
It'll come up. So
I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't fall for things like this, but I do every time.
A little something for you watching your private
hope
time.
It's just like a woolly mammoth just with a fat ass.
That would be so much better. I would be so happy if that's what it was, but no, it's only.
Oh, okay, I see.
I forgot. What's the name of the song?
The Mother
I can't
Load.
remember that. Yeah, the Mother Load. There you go.
I just went to the images, and boy, there's some fat asses. No woolly mammoths though. Very disappointed.
No, that's disappointing. Now, what they needed to do is have the people that are twerking dress as woolly mammoths and then twerk. Talking. That would have been for sure.
It's about time we made Ice Age sexy.
Yep. All right. Well, how can they find you on the socials?
Brian, they could find me on Instagram at The Monotony. That's really about it. You can find the show on TikTok at Salty Language. You can find me on Twitch TV, All the Beers Pod. If you're listening earlier, I have actually started streaming stuff. I have a game I really want to play. I've never played it. Azura's Revenge. I've heard it's insane. And I think I'll do it on the stream, and I'll just talk. I don't know. Because I'm not good at Battlefield, but I'll play that some more, too. Yeah.
That's fair.
And I should play some no-build Fortnite, because, I have quite a few Victory Royales. Just saying.
Oh, really? Bragging?
Well, because I play like a sneaky little bastard that everyone hates. I just creep in the bushes and potshot people.
So is that in that game? Is that the equivalent of being a camper in Call of Duty?
I'm sure everyone hates me, but I don't care.
Who cares, man? The goal's to win. Doesn't matter what your strategy is. Yeah.
So,
everybody's at the other strategies.
Yeah, exactly. My strategy is to try to get that Victory Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
And then do a Fortnite dance on your corpse as it says I took first.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. If you're watching this, obviously we're on YouTube, Salty Language Pod. If you're not watching it, you can. Did you want to see those woolly mammoth asses? You could have. Who didn't? Salty Language Pod on the YouTube. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. Make some comments. We love it. You can also find us on Patreon if you want to throw your boys a few shekels and help out the show. There's extra content there. Just search Salty Language on Patreon. Brian, your side gig.
Yeah, I have another podcast I do called The Crazy Life with Heno and Jen, and we talk about mental health and recovery and addiction and all sorts of things that we've dealt with, and just trying to be better people as well. Which is pretty awesome. Which actually reminds me, there was one more thing I forgot to bring up, which the people who have stuck around are going to miss. But oh well,
they should all be here because the curse word's coming.
It's true. I've been seeing advertisements for this, and I finally checked it out a little bit. And it's a website called Mantherg, and it's basically a website about mental health in men, and kind of approaching it from more of a kind of funny perspective, because a lot of guys are still stuck in the, we're only allowed to have two moods, and that's angry and horny. Sometimes only one mood, which is both.
Hell yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah. So, but one of the things, like, they've got different articles, and you can read about different conditions or whatever. One of the things, the quotes on here that I love is, sometimes a man needs a pork shoulder to cry on.
That's accurate.
Which is very accurate. I could go for a good pork shoulder to cry on right now,
delicious.
in fact. Right?
Yeah.
So, so if it's something that might, interest you, or something you could use, feel free to check it out. So, and it's because at first I thought it was just a spoof kind of site, and then I got to it and I was like, oh, actually, it's really not. It's an actual site trying to do some good and everything, but trying to approach it from a way that's a little more accessible to, manly man.
Not gonna lie, when you said man therapy, I thought I was just gonna load up and just be like, "Suck it up, pussy," and that was it.
No, oh God, I'd never. Yeah, I for sure won't push that narrative. That's a load of horse shit.
Right.
Be a man. It's like, what am I supposed to just kill myself? Yeah, no thanks. Just
push it
drink
down till your heart explodes.
Yeah, that's the old way, and no thanks. I'm good without doing that.
Yeah, got enough problems.
So, right, 99. No, I don't.
Yeah. I think that's all the plugs, Brian.
Yeah, I think so too. Right.
I'm all plugged in.
All right. Well, then I have to find the tab that has the cuss words on it, because I lost it. There it is.
I forgot. You have like all the tabs.
I do. I have like 37 open at any time.
Googly moogly.
In a row. All right. So this week's word is fopdoodle.
Okay. Did you say fopdoodle?
I said fopdoodle, and it's a term for dumbass.
It sounds like something from a Dr. Seuss book.
It does. You're not wrong.
Fopdoodle.
Yeah, fopdoodle.
Do you have an origin story on fopdoodle?
Put it up on dictionary.com now. It says from fop, which is vain man or a dandy, plus doodle, which is obsolete. So a mindless person, fool, simpleton. I'm looking for, I don't really see like a history of it or anything. So unfortunately, but a synonym for it is idiot, but it's, stupid person, fool, simpleton. Yeah, that's what they've got it listed as. Fopdoodle.
Fopdoodle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you go to Urban Dictionary, you can get a fopdoodle mug. Just saying.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard fopdoodle before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Said.
Can you imagine actually calling somebody that, though? That feels like one of those words you would use, like you said, like if you're like a curse word in the Seuss language or something.
Or something.
Or like
the church lady. Oh, fopdoodle.
Yeah, something you can say that's a naughty word without being a naughty word, basically.
Wait a minute.
Like, oh, things.
There's an album called Fopdoodle. It's a children's album.
Wow, really?
Yeah. With such hits as The Color Song, What Does Friend Mean to You, and the Random Song on it.
Wow, all right.
Fucking that's sick.
Weird. Yeah, you're right. Fopdoodle on Apple Music.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, there you go. That's your word for the week. It's weird because, like I said, I just can't picture calling somebody a fopdoodle.
No.
I'd rather call you a dandy than a fopdoodle. I feel like calling someone a dandy is more of an insult.
Yeah. Like
you dare, sir.
Like, pretty sure I could show up with like a plate of cookies. People are like, oh, what are these? I'd be like, they're fopdoodles. People are like, oh,
for sure.
Oh, okay.
These are, yeah.
Is that like a variation of a snickerdoodle? Sure. Yeah, you fopdoodle.
I think you need to make some snickerdoodles and just put something on them that isn't normally on them, and call them fopdoodles. And fair enough. I mean, I always put my ass on snickerdoodles if I make them, so guess your recipe's different than mine.
The dough's so soft and comfy.
Yeah, it is. Well, you got to roll the dough out somehow.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That episode of Futurama where Bender rolls the dough out with his ass.
I mean, exactly. There we go. Finally, his
Oh,
headphones are fucking up.
Oh my.
Oh my.
All right. So there you go. That's the word of the week. And yeah. So until next time. I mean, I feel weird saying have a beer, you'll be fine. I mean, you're not drinking. I'm barely drinking.
It's tradition, Brian. It's tradition.
It's tradition. You're right. All right. We go have an eggnog. You'll be
like
fine.
eggnog. Oh God, I bought oat nog.
Oh, that
it
sounds like a
wasn't
bad
terrible,
idea.
but it was better in coffee than it was just straight out of the carton.
Yeah.
You know.
Fair enough. I'm just picturing you drinking it out of the carton like in Anchorman when he's drinking the milk.
Was a bad decision. Yeah, but stay salty,
Just
everybody.